afternoon, South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Booley.
It's Monday. It's the start of a brand new week. And not only that, but today we launch the start of Win a Home 3 right here on Afternoon Express. I mean, we are giving away a home.
A home. A beautiful one at that as well.
I'm so excited.
And a well put together one.
Yeah.
And today on the show, we get to meet our 3 design contestants. They're 3 mentors. And after searching for months, we are certain that we are bringing you the best design talent in South Africa.
I cannot wait. And on top of all of that, we are bringing you one of the most iconic men in South African TV and theatre. Tobie Cronje is in the loft today with us. Very exciting.
Daniella is quite iconic in his way.
Oh, he's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, we love you guys. I love brand new weeks. Everyone's in a great mood, isn't it? Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Daniella Akwisa. Now, I promise you I'm not lying to you when I said that we've got a painter in the kitchen with us today. We've got Alice Toich with us. You're kind of like a celebrity chef. You're kind of like just a fun, all-round, cool girl. But today you're making something so delicious on our show. But first of all, how did you get from becoming a painter to making delicious dishes?
I feel like it's the same thing. It feeds the same beast. It's basically, I have these 2 hands and I want to get them absolutely filthy with delicious things. And sometimes it's paint, and sometimes it's clay, and sometimes it's meringue, and sometimes it's icing sugar. It all, I mean, you can't eat paint.
Yes, paint is not delicious. I tried and I was in hospital for a while. But okay, what are we making on the show today?
So we're going to be making a little messy, kind of autumn-inspired Pavlova with black cherries and dark chocolate, which
yummy.
are 2 of my favorite things of all time. And we're going to spice up the meringue with a little bit of cinnamon, and yeah.
Cool. I hope it's not a big black hole, because Alice in Wonderland would not like to jump down her big black hole, even though she's got the little bow tie. If you guys want to get the recipe and the shopping list for this delicious dish, it's a beautiful pavlova, go to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. That's where it lives, along with the shopping list to go with you next time you guys go do all of your grocery shopping. We've got an absolute legend standing by on the couch.
Thanks, Danilo. Now, with possibly the warmest smile on South African stage and TV, he has performed in pantomimes and appeared in films and television since the 70s. And his love for dressing up and putting on a show has made him a firm South African favourite. With famous appearances in early Afrikaans television classics like Willem and later Louis Mooters and Manakwalanders, joining us on the couch is Tobie Cronje. Welcome.
Hi, Jen. Thanks very much.
So good to have us here on the loft. Now, you have been on stage and on screen for the best part of your life. What makes a good comedy actor? And why are you so good at it?
I don't know, I suppose at school, because I was tall and gangly and I had a long jaw, I still have, kids made fun of me, and it was my kind of my self-preservation to make them laugh.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I might have been beaten up.
But understanding that comedic timing to be able to be a good actor requires some level of skill. I mean, how much of you do you think you put into that to acquire that craft?
Well, I'm not sure I can say how much of me I put into it. There's a lot of oneself as an actor that goes into a part. But at varsity, I studied drama, and then I worked a lot with Francis Swart, who is a famous director, and Niels Hansen taught me a lot, and Rex Garner. I worked with the best, and they taught me, you know. Yeah. They were patient.
I mean, I was having a look at some footage of when you were in, was it Rumpelstiltskin in the 80s?
Yes, my goodness, I'm surprised you found that.
No, but it was amazing just to see how out there it was. I mean, I want to know about your life on Rumpelstiltskin, like the outfits and the theatre, I suppose, that came with that.
Yeah, it was very extrovert, but it was for toddlers, really, a show for toddlers. I still get a lot of people saying, Rumpelstiltskin, when I was this size. You know?
Yeah, I was about that size when Rumpelstiltskin was on TV.
Yes, thank you very much.
Then,
it was written by Dani Odendaal. And this is the best thing I remember about it, is because the episodes were never long enough. So he used to ask me, can you quickly sing an extra song, and we'll just add it, make the episode longer.
And would you just do one off the cuff?
Yeah, but I had learnt a lot of songs for the series, so I would always just sing one of those.
That was amazing. Something else that you were involved in was Willem. Now, Willem was probably the first of its kind in South African TV, and it was about almost like a Magnum PI kind of character.
Yes,
that was quite... You were working on really progressive, really groundbreaking stuff for its time.
Well, it was the beginning of TV. We were the second series on TV in South Africa, you know.
Jeez.
So I suppose anything at that point would be groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But we were directed by Mani van Rensburg, who became a very, very famous, very talented director.
Yeah.
So he knew what he was doing. That was my first TV experience, so I didn't know what I was doing.
But do you think that's why you guys are so seasoned now, is because it was just trial and error?
Yeah, it's age.
Yeah. No, but also lots of experience, because you've worked in so many different genres.
You have to be old to have a lot of experience.
Now, something else that I find was absolutely entertaining, and I think everyone in South Africa knows and loves, is Janice Honeyman's pantomime, and it's now an annual classic.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at just how loved this wonderful show is.
Things you need to know if you want to be my one and only all my life.
I mean, that is outstanding. You are a legend in theatre. Take me through your experience of working on pantomime.
Well, my very first pantomime, I was still quite young. It was the middle 70s,
Yeah.
I think. And a director called John Moss in Durban asked me to do a Dane character in Cinderella. There are two Danes in Cinderella. And he literally, I didn't know what pantomime was. He literally had to tell me what the English tradition was.
Yeah.
And then Janice kind of took over, and she developed a very South African style. Nobody does it like that, you know, in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And it was really, for me, it was fun because she often gave me carte blanche just to bring jokes and do what one likes, you know. But eventually you have to set it so that the show is set. There's no ad-libbing in the show.
Oh, really? But it starts off initially because you do
During
obviously
rehearsals,
contribute so much.
she likes people's input.
Now, I want to know about your other contributions to it, because I know that you love to put on a show, but a little birdie told me that you can perhaps do your makeup better than what I can.
Yeah, but I can't do your makeup better than you can.
Drag queen makeup is drag queen makeup, darling.
I do my own makeup, but I mean, it's easy because it's so over the top. And I don't make my own costumes, though.
Okay, but do you have an input as to what the character should look like, because you're putting so much of yourself into it?
Yes, absolutely. Look, initially, when I started out, I learnt what the basis is.
Yeah.
And then one goes from there. You decide, is she blonde or is she a brunette or a redhead?
Yeah.
And does she dye her hair? Should we make sure?
You are so outstanding. I can't wait to chat to you, because we're going to find out exactly where you get all of this energy from to continue to perform like this night after night. Now, after the break, we'll be chatting more to Tobie about his passion for the art of Tai Chi and meditation. And, of course, our chef Alice shows us how to make black cherry and dark chocolate stacked Pavlovas. Sounds delicious. We're going to be right back after this.
Three viewers stand a chance of winning double tickets to a once-in-a-lifetime sky dining experience courtesy of Diners Club. Enjoy a luxurious breakfast hovering 50 metres over the city of Joburg. SMS the keyword diners to 33728 for your link to the online application form, or go to afternoonexpress.co.za. Entries close on 24 May. SMSs cost R1.50. T's and C's apply.
Not as bitter as normal. A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, the best cure for a Monday has got to be something super delicious and super sweet. So today we have somebody who is super sweet. I won't say delicious because you know. But we're making something so amazing on the show today. It's a Pavlova, which I've never actually made before. And it's got so many different layers of sweetness, yumminess, amazingness. And you are the baking pro, even though you're a painter by profession. But let's talk about how to make meringue, because I think everybody thinks that they know how to make meringue, and there's so many different ways to go do it. And everyone's intimidated. I'm even intimidated by meringue. I hate making this stuff. So please show me how to do it properly.
The thing about meringue, my mum is actually the meringue queen. And it's so simple. You just have to stick to what I would consider, you know, the standard fundamentals, which are use fresh eggs. If you're not going to use fresh eggs, you need a pinch of cream of tartar. Or you can actually whip up in a copper bowl that leaches the acidity and creates, like, it breaks down the albumin bonds, so the meringue is nice.
Sounds like science to me, all right. I must say that your mum, she was a Marine, right? Because she's a meringue queen, a Marine. See, okay, right. So you've got the actual final sort of mixture of the meringue that you've made here. I think everyone wants to know kind of what you've done to this, so we know.
Super simple. So we take 4 egg whites, you let it stand until it comes to room temperature, and it must be in a clean, dry bowl. If you're unsure if there's a little dust of grease or anything that shouldn't be in there, take a lemon wedge, wipe it out just to bring the acidity back.
Okay.
Whip those up until they're frothy, and then add a 1/4 teaspoon or 2 pinches of cream of tartar. And then slowly, with the patience of, like, dial-up internet, you need to add 1 tablespoon of caster sugar at a time, whip it up on high speed with a hand mixer.
Keep it fluffy. Yeah.
Keep it super nice and fluffy. And then right at the end, you can actually dip in and feel, and there should be a smoothness. If there's a tiny bit of granulations left, just carry on whipping it until it gets nice, and it also will become, like, beautiful and glossy.
Fluffy and yummy and amazing.
Just
so,
delicious.
by the way, if you guys are wondering, like, you're doing too much stuff on the show today, like, but I just see the final thing, how do you get that done? Go to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. There, how to make the meringue, all the ingredients, all the instructions on how to get it looking this delicious is there for you on our website. Cool, so let's get started with the rest. I want to do something today. I feel like getting my hands dirty.
Okay.
So what can I do?
So I'm going to get you to maybe come and start caramelizing this. We're just going to put it on a medium heat, and that's 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar.
You're not producing any flame. Oh, you are. You're just producing flame. There we go.
There we go. Oh,
Yeah. I
just
want to make it on the wider one there for you.
perfect.
There we go. I'll
Thank
turn
you
that down
so
for you. There.
And the moment this starts bubbling up, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter.
Butter.
Delicious butter. And the actual trick to this, because it's sinfully simple to make this, and often in winter, my family will just make this cherry up, and then we put on scoops of cold vanilla ice cream, and it's kind of warm and bubbly with these black cherries, which are so divine.
Well, then I think what we should do is swap sides, because then you can get going with this meringue and making that sort of process happen, because I don't even know how to do that. This is going to start heating up now. We'll wait for that to bubble. I'm actually going to turn it a little bit higher to get it up hot fast
Go ahead,
enough. If
whack
we
on the
can.
heat on that.
Cool, I'll get the heat up nice and fast, but also it's TV, so we're allowed to cheat things as we go. I want to show you how to do this now. Okay, cool. So throw the butter in.
Yeah, as soon as those, and just keep like mixing it around until it gets nice and caramelly, and yes, perfect. You want that sizzle.
Okay, oh, there we go. And you want that all to start mixing in there. So the butter goes in.
Perfect. As soon as that's all melted down, you can throw in, this is just a tin of black cherries in heavy syrup. And what's lovely is both of these flavors, the orange and the black cherries, are kind of autumny and warm, and citrus is in season now, so it's the perfect, like, wintry, cool treat, because it's all warm and delicious.
So I see, is all of the liquid from that can in here? You remove some of the liquid?
No, keep all the
all of
liquid
it's
in there, throw it in.
Yeah, that's
As
a nice
I said,
tip.
it's sinfully simple. It's actually, anyone can do it.
Turn that down slightly for you.
And mix that around. And then you can toss in 1 or 2 of these cinnamon quills. One should be perfectly enough.
More than enough, okay. Oh, a little bit of cinnamon in there. That's all obviously going to sit there and reduce. I mean, we're also going to add some oranges and stuff.
We're going to do a squeeze. So these 4 wedges, which is around about half an orange, we can squeeze the juice in there, let it reduce. And then you can also get busy with this and just rind, I would say a half to a full. I love a lot of that, like, orangey bitterness. So I'll put in as much as you can of that rind.
Well, what I suggest you do is you get started with the meringue because I can do this by myself now. I feel like I've got the hang of it. Cool. So you're just going to show us how to obviously get them shaped well, right?
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to create discs, but as it's a mini pavlova, the discs will be tiny, and I really like, you know, if you're having a dinner party, you can kind of give everyone their own unique individual little dessert, and it just feels like you made it extra special for them. A little bit more personal. So what I'm going to do here is just scoop on. You can actually fill a piping bag with this meringue and pipe out little, you know, snail shells shapes or anything like that, but I quite like them, you know, organic and whimsical and all fluffy and...
Kind of like you, no?
I hope so.
What I think we should maybe do, obviously, is get the family involved in all these dishes, because I like people getting involved and little children getting involved with making the different styles, and you can really, really make it your own, which is the fun part about making meringue. Okay, so all that's left for us to do is to show you guys how to make the filling of this pavlova. We're going to show you exactly, that goes into the oven at
150 degrees?
For 30 to 35 minutes or so.
30 to 35, depending on how hot your oven is.
Okay, just make sure that that's also reduces nice and nice and well, and we'll show you how it works.
One important thing, you have to toss in that Kushwasser. That is the most important ingredient.
Sorry, never forget the Kushwasser. What's that?
It's a cherry liqueur.
Oh, yummy. Okay, anything's got liqueur in the kitchen, I'm done. Right, Jeannie?
Thanks, Daniella. That looks absolutely delicious. I'm back on the couch with legendary actor Tobie Cronje. Now, having a look back at that footage with you in Janice Honeyman's pantomime, I was just thinking, you know, that is such a physically demanding show, and you do it night after night. And something that I think a good actor needs to understand is self-preservation. How have you been able to do all of this and stay so energetic in every performance throughout such a long career?
You know, through rehearsals, one gets show fit, you know.
Yeah.
And especially with a comedy, the more you make the audience laugh, the longer time you have to regain your breath. But when Bernard J., who produces the show, he decided that we do 2 shows on a Friday, 3 on a Saturday, and
3
2
shows
on a Sunday.
on a Saturday?
Yes. So after the 3, you have to get up early the Sunday morning to do 2 again.
No.
And then, but I survived by booking myself into the hospital or going on a drip on Monday and Tuesday. That's our weekend, yeah. No, I'm joking.
But you obviously have to preserve your energy by various other
Yeah.
things. Obviously, eating well is incredibly important.
Yes.
Back in the day when I was first in theatre, we would just have a shot of Old Brown Sherry before we went on if we had to use our voice. That obviously can't be done anymore.
It doesn't work for me.
But you're also a master and instructor of Tai Chi.
Sorry, I'm not a master.
Not a master.
I'm a beginner.
A beginner, but an instructor nonetheless.
At the old Actors Centre, I used to teach, but I just taught beginners. You know.
Just for our audience, what is your definition and what is Tai Chi? Let's start from the beginning.
Tai Chi actually means supreme ultimate. So you're working with your ultimate energy, your life energy.
And how is it something that you got so passionate about?
I used to belong to a group of people who meditated regularly, and there was a guy in the group who taught Tai Chi. He took classes and gave classes.
Yeah.
And he came to my house to teach me privately.
Amazing.
And we started a little group. I invited friends over, and it was great.
I love the value of meditation. I go to yoga most afternoons, and literally just 20 minutes before that yoga class starts, we just have a quick meditation. Yeah. How long do you meditate for? Because the value of that is just insane.
We do 3/4 of an hour.
Wow. And just clear. Maybe that's why you say why you've been able to stay so fit for 3 shows a day on a Saturday.
People think you clear, but it's very hard to clear.
I'm sure.
It's just disengaging with your thoughts.
And how often do you do Tai Chi?
At the moment, it's not happening very regularly. It's normally, when I do a show, I use the Tai Chi form as a warm-up exercise.
Okay. Apparently, you've got a skill that if somebody has a really sore back, you know how to get it back to normal. Will you show me how?
Yes, it's very good. It's a Tai Chi thing. Can I stand
yes,
up?
Yes, please. I'll stand next to you. We can do it whatever you choose. I would just love to learn.
You basically, I'm going to turn my back to the camera.
Go
so
for it.
You stand shoulder width apart, and then just go bend forward. You don't lock your knees, so you can just bend as far down as you can.
Yeah.
And push your bum towards the ceiling, and then clench your bum, and then send that energy up your spine and slowly curl up. till you feel it going right to the top of your head.
Yeah. Well, it's messed my hair. I don't know about how to fix my back.
You look lovely. And then you breathe in, and then you squat. You're not going to be able to do this, can you, in this dress?
Oh, I can do anything in this dress and heels.
And then you, as soon as you are able to, you do a contraction there and squash everything out, and then straighten your back.
It definitely feels like it aligns it.
Yes, yeah, it's the curling up and lengthening.
Yeah.
And from there, you turn to the right or the left, if you want, and go down again as far as you can, and then back to the front, and then you clench your bum again. It's very important to clench your bum and send that energy up to the top of your head.
I have to tell you, I know a lot of fit, really fit looking men, and none of them are able to touch their toes like you. That is amazing. You are obviously very, very super fit. Sure.
I've always been supple. As a child, I was
Yeah.
supple as well, yeah.
And agile as well, I'm sure, from what I saw in that footage. So now I want to know, what are you've got more stage shows coming up and a movie. Tell me what you're involved in at the moment.
I was very fortunate. It's the first time it's happened in my career that I shot 3 movies in 1 year.
Wow.
Last year. One was called Die Rebellie van La Frasse Verwey. They're going to make it shorter to just La Frasse Verwey,
Yeah.
which Chris Barnard wrote as a play many years ago, and in 1978 or 74,
Yeah.
I acted the part of La Frasse Verwey.
And now you're doing the
And
film adaptation.
Katinka Haynes produced it,
Yeah.
and Simon Barnard, his son, directed it. But they decided that they wanted to work with me and then changed the part to an old uncle.
Lovely. And your other films, the other 2?
The second movie was called Chemo Club, and it's being released in September. It's a comedy about a woman who has cancer.
Oh, wow, that's going to be
Lovely, but
interesting
a
to watch.
great movie.
Great.
The script and directed by Tandy Brewer.
Yeah.
And the third one is called Snaaks Genoeg, in which Casper de Vries plays the lead.
Oh, wonderful.
It was great, all shot in the Karoo.
Fantastic.
And the director is called David Moore.
So lovely to have you on our couch. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for sorting out my back. I hope that worked for you at home too. So wonderful.
Thanks,
really,
Jen.
really, it's been an absolute privilege to
Lovely
interview
to
you.
talk to you.
Thank you. After the break, we launch season 3 of Win a Home by meeting our 3 talented young design contestants for the very first time. You definitely
Welcome back. I think everybody is super excited because now the time has finally come. Today is the official launch of Win a Home Season 3 right here on Afternoon Express. Every weekday we'll follow our 3 design contestants as they turn 3 empty properties into dream homes, and you, the viewer, stand a chance to win one of the 3 completed homes. After the different weeks and weeks of searching, we've decided on 3 young designers who themselves will compete to win a 100,000 Rand cash prize and an internship at one of South Africa's top interior design and decor studios, ARC in Cape Town.
Yeah, and first up, we have Juané Venter from Bloemfontein, who is a candidate architect and freelance photographer. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
And secondly, we have Minenhle Ntuli from Durban, who's an architect, avid photographer, and amateur soccer player. Welcome to you too. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And lastly, our final design contestant is Rudolph Jordaan from Cape Town, who's a qualified interior designer and lecturer. Welcome and congratulations, Rudolph.
So, nervous? Is that the word to describe what is going through all of your blood right now?
Yes.
My word.
Not even.
Quite nervous.
Let's begin with you. I'd like to know from you quickly. I know you two are both very avid photographers. And what is the difference between an interior designer and an architect, and how does that all work out?
So at university, we were constantly pushed to think about the inside and outside of buildings. So we're supposed to
As
think
if,
of...
like, architecture isn't hard enough. Now you have to think about what's going to go on the inside.
But what's on the outside, it happens on the inside as well. So you have to
Nice.
think about lights and lines and composition. Everything is on the inside as well.
Yeah.
So it's just as important.
So why did you enter this competition?
Because I always try to challenge myself to do something new all the time. And I thought this was the competition to do it, because you get pushed into this thing, and there you go. make the best of it.
What do you think stood out about the three of you respectively that made you really get selected in the end, out of all the entrants?
I think we were all very versatile. We don't just do one thing. We showed multiple talents, I think.
And you, Minenhle?
Exactly what she just said, because getting to meet these guys, got to understand that they're very versatile. Like with me, although my background is architecture, but I'm branching off into other fields from graphic design to photography.
Yes.
All creatives.
And you're also a lecturer, Rudolph.
Correct, yes.
Apart from just being an interior designer.
Yeah, so I'm really being put on the spot here.
It's interesting because you are the only contestant out of the two of them who is not an architecture background. I think you're the interior designer as well.
I'm an interior designer,
Yeah,
yes.
which is going to be interesting for you because these two are going to have to imply their sort of very focused sort of grid lines into interior design, whereas you've kind of had a long background in that. Will that be to your advantage?
Let's hope so. We'll have to wait and see.
And Minenhle, you're a self-made architect. Please
that
explain
mean?
that
Yeah.
process.
I have a degree in architecture from the University of UKZN. I'm still planning on taking it further and doing my master's.
But what does self-made mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because everyone else was educated, then you both are self-made, technically.
Well, I have my master's degree, so I can go on professionally as to do. I still need to do my hours. I have to do 2 years of hours to become professional artist and the exam.
Yeah.
And then I'm qualified. But you are self-made. You have to make your own way out there and
Right.
try to get clients.
Yeah, having said that, how much motivation does it take to actually last in a competition like this? Self-motivation.
Well, throughout our studies, you're pushed to work very hard, tight deadlines all the time. You have to allocate your time wisely, otherwise you won't get done. So it's going to be the same, I think, in this competition.
So you've all met your mentors. How do you feel? Are you excited? What were your first impressions upon meeting them?
Personally, I'm very excited with my mentor, and I was extra happy that it's a female. I feel that would work well. She'd add that feminine touch.
Yeah. And you, Rudolph?
No, it's just amazing to be in touch with the mentor and to see what they can contribute to this whole competition, and it's going to be great.
And what are your expectations going forward throughout the season?
I can't wait to start painting and planning and just going crazy.
So I promise you the viewers sitting at home going like, I have to vote for these people and I have to get involved in this whole competition. They want to know the people behind you because Minenhle, I find that you're quite a chilled guy and this is going to be a hard-paced competition. Don't you think you're a bit intimidated by that? Are you intimidated by the sort of energy of the other two?
Generally, I'm used to being the underdog, so it's definitely going to be a lot of hard work, but I'm used to that with it. Studying architecture is very intense.
He's the chill guy. He's going to be playing soccer outside while everyone else is
He's
stressing.
the underdog. I'm interested to know, like he's called himself the underdog. I'm interested to know if you guys have given yourselves like a title,
Yeah, have you judged each other?
like the underdog title.
I've done that.
We just met this morning, so...
Yeah.
still
No, I
gonna
meant
take time.
yourselves.
Oh,
Yeah, because you just called yourself an underdog. What would you call yourself?
The female...
Maverick.
Okay.
yeah,
It's really a hard one.
I think you guys are getting nervous about answering all the questions around that. We're going to meet your
Putting you on the
mentors later on, but I want to find out that real behind the scenes. People want to know you as people. They want to know what makes you tick. So besides architecture, what do you do for fun?
I love photography.
Okay.
I really enjoy shooting models, weddings, people in general.
So we should see some good styling there too, with in terms of the way that things are photographed. You might see a lot of colours being portrayed in the way that you're designing your houses. So that's pretty interesting. And yourself, Minenhle?
I recently got my first camera, so I'm getting into the photography, but not your typical photography. I'm not really a fan of photographing people. It's more architectural, capturing those lines.
Sheesh. Okay.
Creative stuff,
That should
yes.
bring out an interesting home for one viewer potentially. And yourself, Rudolph?
For leisure, I do mountain biking. Yeah, I'd like to get into the outdoors and get inspired by nature, so it's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Cool. So we see some greens in yours,
love
obviously.
green.
Cool.
My favourite.
And Minenhle, your mom's played quite a role in your getting here. Do you have a close relationship and is she quite supportive?
Yeah, very close, because I actually feel sorry for her because she left alone now in Durban because it was just the two of us.
Oh, guys,
yeah.
this is going to be such a journey. We'll make a whole new family here. Don't worry, we'll all be looking after you
Yes.
guys as you go on this incredible journey. We can't wait to see what our three designers have to show us over the coming weeks. After the break, we meet their three mentors who will be taking our design contestants under their wing over the course of Winner Home right here on Afternoon Express. Don't go anywhere.
Express yourself.
Afternoon Express. So someone lucky is going to win themselves a home. And before the break, we met our 3 design contestants for Win a Home on Afternoon Express. And now it's time to meet their mentors. First up for Juané Fenter, we have Sumien Brink. She's a woman who's no stranger to the world of design and architecture. As the editor-in-chief at VISI magazine, she sees her fair share of beautiful interior design on a daily basis. Take a look.
I'm Sumien Brink and I'm the editor of VISI magazine. Because I've been in the industry for such a long time, my style is quite a complicated style. It's a little bit of new, a little bit of old, with a little bit of madness thrown in. I'm so excited. What I'm looking for is an enormous amount of talent, enthusiasm, the willingness to actually do the hard work and just to be fearlessly creative. I don't think I've ever been a mentor to anybody, so this is a great challenge for me. And I hope we have a fantastic working relationship, because I think if you've got a good relationship with somebody that you work with, half the battle is won. Obviously, we are hoping to win and hoping our contestant to win. And I think we want to show South Africa something they've never seen before, something that is totally unique and something that everybody wants to live in.
Wow, we do have some real experts in our panel for this year. It's really, really exciting to see. So, Sumien, welcome to our loft.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me.
What do you think of our architecture? Do you think it's beautiful? Would you like to put it in the magazine?
Absolutely.
Sumien, you're the most experienced of all the mentors.
It's a very nice way of saying it. Oh,
I mean, in terms of just you've put in the hours, you've put in the work under your belt. And how does that make you feel? Do you feel like that gives you an edge?
Well, I hope so. Maybe I've seen a little bit more than the other 2 editors, but Michelle and I worked together on a publication before, and Bielle is very confident and fantastic, and we're all great friends, so...
Should be an exciting journey for you.
Yeah. Yes,
we heard Minenhle say that he's excited to work with the female, to bring the female touch into his work that he's going to be doing. What are you hoping to see with your relationship?
I think I would love to be like her one day. She's amazing. So I would just want to learn as much as I can from her.
Yeah. Okay. And as a mentor, Sumien, what do you hope will be the core of what you pass on to your mentee in this process?
I don't know so much about passing on. I think it's sharing. And I will learn from her and she will learn something from me, hopefully.
But ultimately, it is a competition, and there's got to be a winner.
Well,
so what does it take? What does it take to win a competition like this? What is it about that we're looking to see from Juané, from this competition, to give her that winning edge?
I think it is a great passion, a great enthusiasm, and not to be scared to try new things.
Do you think she's better than the other 2 contestants?
Of course I think so.
She has to say that. Now we move along to Minenhle's mentor. Bellingham is the editor of ELLE Decoration, and with a background in interior design, visual culture, art theory and digital media, she definitely has a wealth of knowledge to share. Let's take a look.
I'm Bielle Bellingham. I'm the editor of ELLE Decoration magazine. I define my personal style as evolving. I definitely have a tendency towards glamour. No matter what the trend is, I'm always going to gravitate towards things with a story to tell. What am I looking for in my design contestant? Someone who's very hardworking. You can be good at anything if you're really committed to working the hardest at it. I think also someone who's just as in love with it as we are. That's the big thing about working together in teams. It's very trendy to collaborate and to co-create and all of these trendy words. I want to have some fun. We are styling, we are doing decor design. It's a subjective, emotional, very personal thing. So I really hope that we have the same preferences. If we don't, I really hope we can be friends. My team work with me every day. They understand that they are tough, but I'm a little bit nervous that I might be a bit tough on the contestant. So I want the end product here to be really something spectacular. And in order to get there, you can't be a sissy.
Sure, so on to our second editor of the day. I'm very excited to see that the quality of our mentors this year is absolutely top-notch. I think we're going to see some incredible homes coming out of this competition.
Bellingham from ELLE Decoration. So, after meeting Minenhle, what stood out for you most about his work and his process and how he sees design?
Well, first thing, I stalked him on Instagram, and I think that was my greatest, just seeing who he is. I mean, it's my trick. That's how you get to know people.
Yeah, it's yeah.
No.
We love stalking.
It's incredibly curated. You can see that he's put a lot of time in there. It's fastidious attention to detail. yeah, a lot of editing's gone into it. You can see there's hard work in there, and that for me is the most exciting thing.
Totally. Minenhle, you've obviously one of the hardest working of the three in terms of the amount of work that you've done in the industry, and you worked on a couple of projects before. Just talk about some of the homes that you have worked on.
For me, I was lucky that straight out of varsity, I got to work on a project that wasn't straight off the ground. So that allowed for me to be more involved in just the facade, which is mostly about the architecture. So we got to get inside the house. So that's where I found interest in the interior design.
So you've got a vision sort of the paper. Yeah, you've got the vision of the paper and the vision of what it looks like once that's been materialized too.
Because I definitely believe interior design completes your building.
Who do you think is your biggest competition?
Amongst the...
Even though they're sitting right here, my friend.
Myself.
I'd say Juané, because we come from a similar background.
Okay, Juané.
So, Belle, in terms of just what you see happening ahead, what do you think gives him the edge? What do you think makes him stand out? And how do you think, and how far are you, in terms of the rules, allowed to input, and how far would you go?
Yes.
How far would you push for him to win?
That's what I'm a bit worried about. Because, yeah, obviously I'm quite opinionated and hungry I want him to win.
Yeah.
So I think his edge is his architectural background. I think that just in terms of, if anything, in terms of crafting furniture for the space, and also working with other designers, he's going to have the technical background. That's invaluable, actually. How much am I going to get involved? I'm going to try my best to behave. But already I've been a bit of a bully.
Well, I think it's good to have you on board, because he said he wants a feminine touch. And speaking about important females in his life, you about to become a very important one, but your mum is also very important to you. How did your mum react when you told her that you were saying, hey, Mom, I'm out of a normal job, I'm going to go into a competition?
I think that was the first time I saw her cry, besides from church. And she's not a person that...
Out of sadness or joy?
I think definitely joy.
Okay,
Top
good.
3. Yeah, so
we have footage of her. She's so sweet.
She's not a person that shows much emotion, so it was something new for me and very special.
Sure, man.
That's incredible.
Can't wait to see the work that you guys produce together. Now, the final mentor for Winner Home on Afternoon Express is Michelle Snaddon, who will be taking Rudolph under her wing and is an experienced project manager and writer, as well as the editor of Real Estate magazine, which features beautiful interiors that are all of interest to discerning readership who invest in the high-end property market. Take a look.
My name is Michelle Snaddon. I'm editor of Real Estate magazine. My personal style is based around my story, my life story. And for me, coming home is all about coming to somewhere that's really comfortable. And I love good art, photography, books. A home without books is a home without a soul. It's not just about the basics, it's about the soul space, and it's about your history, it's about your heritage, and it's what has a sense of meaning for you. And what's really amazing is now that there are top architects working on those developments, it's so much more exciting a space to play in than it used to be. The trend is huge. I'd like to be a collaborative mentor, someone who helps network the young designer with the networks that we have in the magazine. When you move in a project like this, it's about the budget, it's the final vision for the development space that's really important. I really want to work with someone who's got quite a clear vision, and to watch how those are shaped into a very defined competition space. The designer needs to work within that space, yet give it character, give it some meaning.
Our final mentor on Winner Home on Afternoon Express is Michelle Snaddon, and she's the editor of Real Estate. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome back, Rudolph.
Thanks.
Guys, let's talk a bit about your relationship. I mean, you're also, again, another male and female pairing that you guys have got going on here. We've seen a very vibrant ELLE decoration sort of mentor. We've seen a long-aged, sort of really working hard kind of mentor. And now we've got a brand new mentor, which is all about real estate. It's all about that property. It's about, actually, the buyer. What are you hoping to bring towards this relationship?
I guess from my side, I do have that perspective, and what developers are looking for, how they cost developments, how the furnishings are costed. And that's what appealed to me about Rudolph, is because he has had a little bit of that experience, having run his own interior design business for a year. Sure. So there's a synergy there.
What do you think makes that relationship between a mentor and a mentee tick?
I always think you have a lot to learn from each other. I mean, already we've discovered things. And I often think that when you're involved in a challenge like this, you actually don't know how much you do know until you start working with someone, and then it comes alive. So that's what I'm looking forward to, seeing that unfold, that whole creative process, and working on it together.
Rudolph, obviously being a lecturer, I mean, your students must be watching this very closely, be like, is my lecturer legit? But I'm sure they'll be very, very proud of you for being here today. But in terms of the actual previous work that you have done, tell us about the work that you've done practically with a couple of homes.
Yeah, I was very fortunate to have been working on a project last year alongside Jenny Mills, which is a great architect. And yeah, so I learned a lot from that experience, designing the furniture, working alongside her in terms of the spatial planning, etc. So just great.
Apart from just winning in the end, because we all want to win, right? Sure. What are your long-term goals just throughout the process of Winner Home competition?
Well, obviously, I want to learn as much as possible from Michelle. We want to extend our networks as far as possible. And yeah, just enjoy the whole process and show South Africa what interior design is all about.
Michelle, I must ask you this question, and you can say this as honest as you can, because I'm really trying to push these contestants to their limits and want them to be the best. But do you think it's a downfall of his that he hasn't had architecture experience like the other two have? That he's purely an interior designer? Will that be to his detriment?
I don't think it'll be to his detriment. In fact, I think you'll see different strengths from every single contestant. And I think so long as you have a good sense of space and a holistic vision for a project right from the beginning, you plan really well. I think it's all in the planning. That's the part that scares me the most.
Sure.
I kind of want to see it start to happen and to go ahead. Because, you know, it's also a little bit of luck, these kind of things. Things can go wrong, they can go beautifully right.
Exactly.
So,
wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Over to you, Jeannie.
Now, we are so excited to have Winner Home right here on Afternoon Express for an exciting third season of Exquisite Design. Every weekday, we follow our talented design contestants as they turn empty properties at Val de Vie Estate in the Cape Winelands into dream homes, using amazing finishes provided by Caesarstone and, of course, Plascon. And the best part is, drum roll, you can enter the grand prize competition on privateproperty.co.za for a chance to win a finished apartment valued at over 3 million rand. Now, Winner Home is proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank. Now, after the break, our guest chef Alice Toich puts the finishing touches on those mini autumn blackberry and dark chocolate stacked pavlovas. We'll be right back.
With thousands of new properties from South Africa's top real estate agents, banks, developers and homeowners every day, trust Private Property to find your next home. Private Property, a home for everyone.
Hi YouTubers, thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. Join the Afternoon Express family by subscribing to our channel right here. And we'll keep you up to date with all our recipes and of course our fabulous episodes. Also, feel free to leave a comment and share this video. We do love it when you express yourself.